Welcome back to some more Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They have the patch notes for the August 1st update on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Of course, a big turnaround for Grandpa Perks, as they're already making some changes, which normally we see a new system or a new change in the game. We don't see a change for a good, month or two after when it's not really working out, but I think the devs have finally realized a little something, but I will say some of the changes I'm not 100% in agreement with. We'll have to discuss those, and you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But for the patch notes, the biggest thing, of course, is the cook outfit, obviously. Who didn't want to see that? Just kidding. Museum mode is finally coming to the game. As you can see, freely explore the mad and macabre of the... Is it macabre? Macabre. I always hear macabre. I don't know. But of the iconic family house, along the way, you'll discover puzzles and facts pulled from the history of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But will you survive, and what will be left of you? Players will find museum mode listed in the main menu in-game. Now, when it says, but will you survive, and what will be left of you, that might just be the tagline of the game. We've heard that in the movie so many times, but will there actually be, killers? Is there going to be, a little bit of a single-player aspect against, bots? I don't think so, but you never know. Museum mode should probably just mean you're kind of, walking through like it's a museum. That's kind of the whole point. But puzzles is cool. Obviously, looking through all the maps is going to be super fun. I really hope that they show the spawn spots, because some people, might want to use this almost as a single-player playing ground to learn some of the, layouts, if you will. As I know I've been playing against a lot of people with this double XP weekend, which was extended, by the way. Just over 500,000 Grandpa level ups and down level ups, I guess, or downgrades happen. They're going to make it where it's 600,000 now, so I highly doubt it's going to happen. You're going from the weekend to a weekday. So, yeah, that's almost impossible to happen, but at least it's extended for another day. But yeah, for the museum mode, it's finally coming out. I would love to see a proper single-player mode, though, where you could even play against bots, because, like I said, I've been playing against a lot of new players lately, and this game is not very friendly to new players. There's obviously no matchmaking rank system, and you just play against whoever, I'm not going to try to say I'm, the best player of all time, but, you're a brand new victim, and you're going against somebody that's got several thousand kills. It's kind of hard, especially if, let's say, you go against a hands player where the fuse and the valve is almost impossible when you don't even know where one of the fuse or the valves are, let alone two. But yeah, museum mode's out, and or it will be out, and I'm kind of excited because they kind of hyped this mode up for a while, so I'm kind of hoping that there's something to it, some fun to it. At least you can make some great screenshots, hopefully. But of course, the big thing with this update, besides museum mode, is Grandpa's perks are being changed. I'm not 100% sure what some of these... I've looked at them, and I'm not really sure about some of these buffs. Suffocating Grip, now active at level 1 instead of level 2. I think that's a smart change, because obviously the grapple meta is kind of crazy. But the big problem with that is they've actually increased how effective it is. As you can see, it's kind of weird the way they do it, but we also have Nobody Escapes Hell is dropped down to 2, which makes sense. The big argument was level 3, you just don't have the time to even get it to level 3, so by the time it activates, 90% of the locks on the map are already done anyways. Brute Strength, of course, we have slightly increased the melee damage, and of course, it is now a level 2 perk. Is this... I think it was level 3 before. It might have been level 2, I can't remember. Swinging for the Fences, reduce stamina consumption on melee attacks by 25%, which was 20% before, which is pretty strong of a change. This, though, I'm not 100% sure if I agree with this change, as they're going to make Suffocating Grip 5% stronger. The way I felt Suffocating Grip was 1, maybe 2 hits, and I'm winning every single grapple battle with Suffocating Grip up. Now, it's dropped to level 1, so basically, at any given time when Grandpa's at least level 1, you could be going against Suffocating Grip, so grapples are very dangerous unless you have Grappler, which, if I'm not mistaken, only Leland has right now, I think. Don't quote me on that. But at 25%, you gotta assume that even if they're full health, if you have the quickness on the buttons, you might win it. So I don't know if that's the change that needed to happen. Like I said, I'm a 70-30 family to victim main, and I feel like I'm pretty unbiased with my opinions. I thought Suffocating Grip should have dropped to level 1, but I didn't think it deserved a buff or needed a buff. So that's a little concerning, not consuming. And then this one, I didn't understand this either. Exterior alarms is still going to stay level 3, it appears, but the doors that are highlighted / gates are now highlighted for 10 seconds instead of 5. I thought the change that should happen was exterior alarms at level 2, no change to the amount of time, 5 seconds is fine, and you couldn't scan the basement doors. Instead, they're like, okay, if you get level 3, you basically aren't allowing anyone to escape, because you basically can't miss it. I will say most of the time you couldn't really miss it as is, but it's very hard to miss it now. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that's the buff that needed to exist. Like I said, I thought level 2, because level 3 is really hard to get unless you're running a blood build, which I guess some people are doing more often now, especially with Johnny characters. That Johnny build's nuts. Probably needs a nerf, speaking of. But yeah, just make it where the basement doors can't be scanned. And I think that would have been a decent buff / nerf. You know, a buff to get it back to level 2 so you can actually have it active. And then obviously a nerf that, you know, victims can come up from the basement without being met by a family member every single time. Especially, that would have been a really big nerf to Family House. But obviously now at level 3, it probably doesn't matter as much because you're not getting it. But this one, I don't understand why we're buffing certain things. Nobody Escapes Hell, already very difficult for victims to open up locks when it's active. They're making it 10% more difficult. I mean, it is really tough to unlock a Nobody Escapes Hell door, and now it's 10% more difficult with the level 2 drop. So not only are we almost returning back to the way it was, which some things needed to be changed, I would say, but you're back to the meta perks, right? Suffocating Grip for level 1, Nobody Escapes Hell at level 2, and Exterior Alarms at level 3, which is what everyone was running, or some sort of combination, or only one of those perks in the first place. You're not really motivating people to have variety, which is kind of the whole point. I don't even know. Excited Grandpa, though, once again, quicker delays even, 5% quicker, which already was pretty fast. Stamina drain while sprinting is decreased by, so another 5% boost. As far as victims' inventory and hand straps, we have fixed an issue where victims, players who had disarmed an electric trap and on fuse box generator or the valve pressure pipe would see a hand strap appear in the inventory, which was crazy. Electric traps will no longer be able to appear in a victim's, okay, so nothing really big. Texture of wells change, and then lighting in the mill has been improved. Basically, the gist of the update, of course, you have the cook outfit, which, if they had some recolors, maybe. I don't like the tightness. I know a lot of people mentioned the tightness around his biceps. It doesn't feel very Cook-like. I don't know. I think the tucked in obviously makes sense, but I feel like his sleeves would be a little looser than that. But there's the Cook outfit. It's only a year in the making. The Cook gets a proper outfit. Obviously, you have the all-black outfit, but that, no, who cares? But obviously, this will be coming out on the 1st. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I think they should have done something to slow down the rush meta rather than trying to improve the Grandpa Blood Rush meta, if you will, because none of this actually changes anything if an agitator victim comes around and just stabs Grandpa, right? And then, obviously, if they rush to battery, which only takes 8 seconds to turn off with 50 proficiency, you don't get Grandpa leveled up anyways. So, ironically enough, with this change list, I actually was going to have a Hitchhiker Blood build video today. I think I'll probably end up saving that for tomorrow now. Very ironic timing, as obviously we have a big Grandpa Perk buff. I still think some of the things need to be changed. I also don't know if half of these buffs needed to happen. It was really the levels that was the problem, not the actual perks themselves, at least for the meta perks like Suffocating Grip, Nobody Escapes Hell, and Exterior. Which is a little weird because we still have other Grandpa perks that just aren't very useful, and they didn't really seem to tune those. So, yeah, like I said, let me know in the comment section below what you think, and is this a push into the right direction? Are you excited for Museum Mode? What changes would you have made, especially to some of the meta perks? Like I said, I think the change down to level 1 is fine, but upgrading it to be 5% more effective in grapples, I don't know if that needed to happen. And then obviously Exterior didn't need to happen. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Were my ideas terrible? Do you like theirs better? Vice versa, do you think mine are better and theirs are terrible? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And that's about it for this update. I don't know if you would have had seen some gameplay in the background. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Regardless, thanks for watching. I hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!